Gold is rising. Bitcoin is volatile. Governments are printing debt at historic levels, and the global financial system may be entering a new era. Welcome to Bitgold Standard. Tonight we break down the biggest current events shaping precious metals, cryptocurrency, inflation, central banks, and the future of money itself. Because around the world, investors are beginning to ask what happens if trust in traditional financial systems starts to crack. Gold is once again becoming one of the most watched assets in the world. Why? Because uncertainty is rising everywhere. Global tensions, inflation fears, massive government debt, and concerns about long-term currency stability are pushing investors towards hard assets. Central banks themselves have aggressively been buying gold. That's important because historically, when central banks increase gold reserves, it often signals concerns about currency risks, geopolitical instability, or long-term financial uncertainty. Gold has thousands of years of history as money. It doesn't rely on a government, central bank, or a digital network. And in periods of uncertainty, investors often return to what they trust most. Now, some analysis and analysts believe the world is slowly moving toward a system where commodities, energy, and hard assets play a large role in global trade again. Whether that happens or not, one thing is clear. Gold is back in the conversation. At the same time gold is rising, cryptocurrency continues evolving into a global financial force. Bitcoin remains the dominant digital asset. Supports for it and supporters also view it as digital gold, protection against currency debasement, and an alternative financial system outside traditional banking. Critics argue crypto remains too volatile, too speculative, and too dependent on market sentiment. But regardless of where you stand, crypto is no longer a fringe concept. Major institutions, hedge funds, governments, and corporations are now involved in digital assets. At the same time, regulation is becoming one of the biggest battlegrounds in crypto. Governments worldwide are trying to determine how crypto should be taxed, regulated, traded, and integrated to the financial system. The next few years could decide whether crypto becomes a parallel financial system, a heavy regulated asset class, or something entirely new. And one of the most interesting questions is this: can gold and blockchain technology eventually merge? Around the world, a growing number of investors are exploring the idea of combining hard assets, blockchains, and decentralized finance. The idea is simple. What if digital systems could be connected to tangible value? For years, critics argued fiat currency could be endless, expanding through debt and money creation. Crypto attempted to solve that problem digitally through scarcity. Gold solved it physically through rarity and historical trust. Now, investors are increasingly debating whether the future of finance may involve both. This is where concepts like Bitgold become interesting. A system that combines digital transferability, blockchain scarcity, and hard asset principles could fundamentally reshape how value is stored and transformed globally. Whether that future arrives tomorrow or decades from now, the conversation has already started. Several major current events are accelerating interest in both gold and crypto. Rising geopolitical tension, inflation concerns, deglobalization, central bank policy, and growing concern over national debt. Meanwhile, BRICS nations continue discussing alternatives to dollar-based trade. Governments are researching central bank digital currencies, and investors are searching for stores of value outside traditional systems. Markets today are increasingly driven by uncertainty, and uncertainty often drives interest toward gold, silver, Bitcoin, and alternative assets. The financial world may be entering one of the most transformative periods in decades. The battle over the future of money has already begun. Will the future remain dominated by fiat currencies? Will cryptocurrency reshape finance? Or will hard assets like gold return to the center of the global system? No one knows for certain. But one thing is clear, the world is changing fast, and understanding these trends may become one of the most valuable investments of all. Subscribe to Bitgold Standard for more analysis on precious metal, cryptocurrency, blockchain, economics, and the future of global finance.